It's quite unique that an opera company travels. Most opera companies I've worked in quite a few, they stay in one place. They have a standort, a basis from where they rehearse and perform. The reisopera, the attraction of the reisopera is that it goes to various places. And I knew when I joined the company in 2000 that we were going to build this new theatre. And I felt it was important to have the Ring as a project, the Ring des Nibelungen. And I felt that if you take yourself seriously as a company, you have to try at least once to do a production of that caliber. And because we have a new theatre with a large orchestra pit and a large stage, I felt I could do the Ring justice.
Das habe ich gelernt auf der Schule. Also ich hatte zwei rechte Handen und dann bin ich hier einmal in die Werkstatt gekommen für eine Woche oder 2 Wochen Arbeit und nie wieder weggegeben.
Heb jij dat zwarte dingetje gezien of niet? Dat is een zwarte leuntje. Ja, dat mis ik. Ja.
Ja jongen, je gaat het ding wel merken hè? Dat zwarte randje.
Das ist das Wichtigste, warum es so viel Spaß macht. Jede 2,5 Monate gibt es eine komplett neue Vorstellung.
Het is klaar. Of heb ik nog een plaat? Nu al klaar?
But as you know, at the moment, in the present economic climate, it's very difficult to generate more money. It's also very difficult to get sponsorships. There is no culture of giving in the Netherlands, but at the same time we try to convince the government that it would be worthwhile for us to do more productions, more performances, because the craving for opera, the demand for our work across the Netherlands is quite high. So we could present more if we had the money.
Das ist natürlich eine Riesenaufgabe für diese Company, aber sie schaffen es und kriegen auch deswegen Subventionen. Ich meine, ich kann mir nicht vorstellen, dass in Holland in 10 Jahren Maastricht, Eindhoven, 's-Hertogenbosch, Utrecht, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, dass da Opernhäuser liegen, das ist nicht zu bedienen. Die Säle werden nicht voll. Also es ist schon irgendwie eine cleveren Modus von der Reisoper. Die werden auch diesbezüglich mit diesem System lang genug überleben. Weil diese Städte müssen alle bedient werden. Und dafür gibt es Nachfrage.
Wie viele Szenenbilder habt ihr denn?
Ich habe noch keine Ahnung, aber steht auf Papier. Cues für die Wand. Was ich jetzt sehe, sind 10 Zeichen. Und dann nachher nochmals 15, das ist 25 Mal.
Ich habe in so vielen bekloppten Bühnenbildern gestanden, wo ich mir dachte, was mache ich hier? Dann gibt es nur eine Lösung. Du kannst dich ärgern an dem Bühnenbild, 8 Wochen, oder du sagst, okay, ich sehe es nicht, ich mache meine eigene Welt. Ich mache meine eigene Welt in dieser Inszenierung und der Regisseur ist halt glücklich.
It's also very expensive because touring costs a lot of money. I mean, we have about 5 to 7 trucks, scenery trucks that go to the theatres and bring the scenery to where we perform. We have to pay per diems for the artists. We have to pay transportation for the soloists and the chorus, for the orchestra as well. So a lot of the money involved goes to the touring factor on its own. So it makes it very expensive.
Erstens, es gab zu viel Geld und jetzt gibt es fast nichts mehr. Und es wird gespart auf Opernsänger. Also da holt man momentan lieber einen ganz billigen Koreaner, der nichts von Verhältnissen weiß. Also ist nicht böse gemeint, aber es soll dienen, es soll das dienen, es soll nicht die Qualität dienen.
We live in one building. Our workshops, rehearsal studios, administration, canteen, everything is in one building.
Man ist mit jedem per Du, man ist mit dem Intendanten per Du, mit jedem. Und es ist eine große Familie. Ja? Was in Deutschland eben nicht der Fall ist. In Deutschland ist alles gruppenweise und da ist, hier ist eine Hierarchie, hier ist eine Hierarchie, da ist eine Hierarchie. Und das ist hier eben halt nicht. Hier ist wirklich, hier arbeitet jede Abteilung mit der anderen Abteilung eng zusammen.
So often we hear from people, how do you rehearse, or where do you have the scenery built? That we felt a couple of years ago the necessity to open the building up, to let people inside and to just have a look around. And we've sort of made it a bit wider by doing little programs within the building, because just having people walking through the workshops doesn't bring much. I think you need to explain what you're doing, you need to show what you can do with costumes, with scenery, with paint. You need to hear the chorus sing, you need to hear some soloists. And we built up this program whereby people could not only see the building but also be in connection, be in contact with the company's work. And today we had I think we had probably more than 1,000 people coming in, which is a huge amount for a city of Enschede, because Enschede is about 140,000 people. So we're very pleased that every year, when that's the third year we do it, that the amount of people grows, that more people come to see us. And we hope, of course, that they become interested and that the next step will be to come and see a show. And every time we do an open day, we sell a certain amount of costumes. But we have also noticed that people think it's quite fun to own a costume of a show they have seen. And so it clears our funders and it helps us to generate interest.
Look at this one. I like this. I love this one. It's from opera seria.
How can the actor move in this?
Darling, they just have to. But never mind whether they can, they just jolly well have to. You know? We made this here ourselves and it was incredibly good fun, I have to say, making this. With all sorts of plastic and rubbish stuck on it. But it was wonderful on stage. The point is, they allow people to innovate, and I like that. Now, other opera companies do that too, at least some of them. I don't. Most repertoire is fairly standard in all the opera companies. They do the same old Verdi, Mozart, you know, all of that. Yeah, I think when you look through the opera magazines, you think, oh my God, there are other operas than those 10. You know, there's more to it. And they do that here, and I sort of like that. They do very interesting work. They take chances.
When I was asked, I thought, yes, I would love to. Well, first I thought, you must be joking. I thought that, you know, I'd never done any Wagner before. But then I thought, yes, no one else is going to ask me to do this. You have to say yes, you know. You have to take a chance and you have to, yes. So it's exciting, thrilling, frightening. The thing about me is that I've worked with some directors, 2 directors who've both done The Ring, and they didn't ask me to design it. So I thought it was something I would never do. Although, of course, because it's, you know, the largest work, operatic work, that you're ever going to be asked to do, I think everybody wants to do it, even if they're frightened of it. It's a kind of huge Mount Everest there to be climbed.
The designers somehow have a very specific idea in their head, and it's very nice to work with them because they're so free and unfettered. You know, they don't really know what is and what is possible.
Die Rheinmädchen, die sind berühmt, weil die oft auch nackt dargestellt werden. Also da habe ich mich schon gefreut, dass es was anzuziehen gab. Und ich fand auch, die Farbe ist ja sehr schön und es ist ja, hier sehen Sie nur den Rock, aber auch der Oberteil ist sehr schön. Und da habe ich mich sehr gefreut. Aber den Schwanz, als ich den sah, habe ich auch gedacht, ja, das wird schwierig sein. Weil zum Beispiel, man kann nie einen Schritt nach hinten machen. Ich versuche immer, dass ich das so wie normal empfinde. Also wenn ich jetzt im normalen Leben einen Schwanz hätte, dann könnte auch mal jemand darauf treten. Und da könnte ich auch mal, ne, wie man auch mal seine Jacke hinter der Tür bleiben kann. Und dass man einfach denkt, und was löst und weitermacht. Das ist eigentlich die große Aufgabe, dass man nie denkt, shit, und dann ganz rausfällt.
We don't really do divas and things like that in this company, where they come in and they take one look and say, oh no, I'm not wearing that. It doesn't happen. At least it hasn't happened to me yet so far here. You know, and then it's a question of design. Then I say, sorry, but this is the design, and it has been, this is what the designer wants. And frankly, the designer goes over the design and you go over the singing. And I may not necessarily say those in those words, but that is what it boils down to.